this series of seminars last month, and the goal is to make sure that everybody understands where you are, what's happening in your individual world, and we're going to bring all these different resources to the table to help you see how you do qualify to do whatever it is that you want to do. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to start the conversations about ADUs. And I know a lot of people may even not understand, what is an ADU? What does that mean? Don't worry about it. I got somebody that's going to explain it all to you. And we're going to also talk about how, or real life scenarios on how you can benefit from participating in an ADU. What you can do on your property to help generate income for your personal purposes. So we're going to kind of step through a lot of that today, okay? I'd like to, ADU requirements, regulations, and how do I get an ADU approved? We have an organization called the ADU Guys. And I want to be very clear because this is a hot market for ADUs, then there are a lot of contracting companies that are coming out using ADU as a marketing spin to their name. So know that this organization is called the ADU Guys, which is plural. It's head up by Oscar Abilo, and he has a powerful team. And he and I have met. We met about a month ago, a couple of months ago, a couple of months ago, and he came to the table ready to start doing business, ready to give me all the wisdom and knowledge that he had. And when I saw that in this company, that told me the stream of the heart that's behind the organization. So you know, I will never bring anyone to the table that I don't feel comfortable with. And he poured into us, we have been pouring into his organization, and so what I want you guys to do is to welcome Oscar. Pull out your pads, your pens, learn about ADUs. Oscar, I'm going to give it over to you.
Hi guys, my name is Oscar Alvio with the ADU Guys. We specialize in ADUs. An ADU is pretty much an accessory dwelling unit. It was passed January 2017, which allows you to do an accessory dwelling unit to the main home. So there's different types of ADUs, but the main thing is since 2017 up to now, there's a lot of people that don't know what an ADU is and what it can do for you in your home. So a lot of people right now are using it for their elderly parents, for their kids. Right now, you pretty much you're dealing with a minimum 150 square foot, and up to 1,200 square feet range for an ADU. You want to go to the next slide? So right here, we're talking about the types of ADUs. I'm going to start with the garage conversion. A lot of people feel that the garage conversion is the main, that the ADU was just for a garage conversion. So there's a lot of misinformation that kind of let them think, well, I don't want to convert my garage because I need it. As time goes by, people get more involved and they realize that the garage conversion is not the only type of ADU you can do. So typically a garage conversion, most cities, City of LA, just most cities in general, they tend to have a detached garage. So there's different factors between a detached garage and an attached garage. So an attached garage, you can convert it into a studio or a one-bedroom. Me personally, I'm always recommending a one-bedroom instead of a instead of a studio setup. Right now, for also a detached garage, when you do a detached garage, there's other factors that really come into play that can affect you financially in the sense of foundation. So typically, the detached garage homes, those were the older homes that were built in 1960s and back, and the older the garage is, the chances of you not having the minimum footing will impact your cost. And a lot of people don't know this. The homeowners, sometimes the people providing the blueprints, or even the contractors at sometimes. Do you have any questions on garage conversion? Anyone?
So I want to back up just a little bit,
Yes.
Oscar. We're talking about all these different types, and he just explained what an ADU typically is. And I want to do this a lot for the Zoom audience as well. So why are we even talking about an ADU? What used to be known quite some time ago as like a little mother-in-law unit. That's what they used to call it years ago. So have a little small tiny house. We see this, the program Tiny House. My daughter loves that program. So they build these little small homes in the backyard. So why are we even talking about those right now? Anybody know?
For income?
For income purposes, that's a good piece.
Housing issue.
Housing issue, that is the key, housing issues. So Oscar, you and I both know that the city of Los Angeles and a lot of the surrounding cities has made changes. They've deregulated building additional units on your property. They deregulated it because, as he said, housing issues. There's a lot of homelessness happening in Los Angeles today. And so this is the way that our governor, so to speak, is starting to address the housing market in Los Angeles. So build a small unit or a couple of small units depending on how big your lot is. So a lot of people would never even think about building multiple units on the back of their property. You can do it. You just don't know. Guidelines have changed. Regulations has changed, which has increased this market tremendously.
Yes.
Do you want to talk a little bit about the guideline changes?
Yes. So when the ADU started, you as a homeowner, you have to be owner occupied. As things develop and constant changes happen, now they're allowing you to do JDU, which I'll explain that to you guys right now. So now you can do an ADU and you don't have to be owner occupied. So that's very important for a lot of homeowners that tend to have two properties, thinking that they couldn't do an ADU on their other property, but now they can. And then now I'll talk about the JDU. So the JDU is something fairly new, just like when the ADU started. The JDU for most properties, you have to be owner occupied. So you have to sign a covenant. But besides that, it has to be built within the existing living square footage. So you can't come and do a room addition and call that a JDU in most cities. But there is some cities that are starting to allow that because that makes more sense. Because for example, LA, if you have a home that's 1,400 square feet, and for you to take any of the square footage away to make a JDU to help you out for housing and for your family members or rental purpose, it doesn't make sense. So now they're starting to change that in a lot of cities, and honestly I hope they all sooner or later change it because it makes more sense for you to do a room addition and then go ahead and convert that into a JDU from the start.
Okay. Sounds good.
Do you have any questions on the JDU?
Did we spark any questions so far?
How big is a JDU?
So a JDU right now, the biggest you can go is 500 square feet, and the smallest is 150 square feet. So practically 150 will be a small studio for the most part, but 500 square feet will be the most. The city that I'm working with a lot, that I like a lot personally, is Garden Grove. Garden Grove and other cities, but mainly Garden Grove, will allow you to convert your attached garage into a JDU and build a full 1,200 square foot ADU in the back. That's awesome, guys. Not everybody wants to do it, but they can't do it, or at least, like you were saying, they think they can, but with Redemption Realty, we can make this happen.
In my case, you already know my property. What can I do if I don't want to move the garage?
So right now, if you don't want to touch the garage, you can pretty much build a brand new ADU without, we're actually doing a bunch of those right now. We're doing, a lot of homeowners, especially the female in the home, does not want to give up the garage or the male. So we are doing.
Ladies, did he just call us out? No, he didn't.
I mentioned guys too, okay? So, so it's this ADU law, guys, is wonderful. It's helping a lot of families. A lot of my customers, the parents are pretty much giving the garage, inheriting the garage to the kids. So
how many feet you said about it in my property?
On your property, based on the setup that you have, you should be able to do a total of, I think it was 22 ADUs. You'll be able to do 2 ADUs. So what we need to do right now with your property, because we looked at your property over a year ago, so there's constant changes. So we highly recommend a consultation to get your current provisions. But for your case, the last time we checked it, you were able to do 2 ADUs. One was 1,200 square feet and one was 1,100 square feet. And yours was based on lot coverage. So there's other factors that come into play. There's lot coverage, there's a certain amount of yard space. So there's factors, guys, that you need to know prior to moving forward with your design.